Welcome to FlowPrompt. Let's build our first flow. We will start by clicking on our profile, go to our dashboard, and create a project. We will start by calling this one Getting Started. You'll need to add a description, so it could be anything for this one. I will just also say Getting Started. Once you have your project name and description, you will create a project. Once the canvas opens, you'll see all of the available nodes on the left. Every flow begins with an input-output node, so drag one onto the canvas. For this example, we're not connecting to an API. Change the node type to text box so we can enter the data manually. Now, we will add a second input-output node and set that one to text box as well. Connect the red flashing output port of the first node to the green flashing input port of the second node. That's it. We now have the simplest possible flow. Data comes in and the exact same data goes back out. Now we will enter the flow runner, which automatically transfers our project to run our flow. Open the Run panel and enter a message such as Hello World and click Run. In the Live Inspect, you can see exactly what happened. Enter in the same prompt and click Run. The first node received the message and the second node has returned the same message. No AI has modified anything yet. The payload is always shown on port F. In this example, the payload is simply our text message moving from one node to the next. Now let's make this flow a little more complex. Delete the connection between the two input-output nodes and drag a reshape node onto the canvas. Place the reshape node between the input and output nodes and reconnect everything so the flow runs. It will go input, reshape, output. Now open the reshape node if it's not already opened and select your API provider. For this example, we will be using OpenAI. You will need your own API key, and you can do that by going to ChatGPT's website or platform.openai.com/home. Here, you can create your own API key. Once you've created your own API key, you copy and paste it and place it in the text box. For our instruction field, we will not be using the green flashing input text box, but the one right under it, and delete all this data inside. For this example, we will be building an AI that will just tell the history of any city that you put in as a prompt. So for our instruction here, which we will just put right into this input transform box, we will say, give me the history of the city. So this instruction will run every time the flow executes. So now let's go to our flow runner. We will go to our Live Inspect, and for our prompt, we can say any city. Let's just say Los Angeles. Now, once we run the flow, the first node receives the payload Los Angeles. The reshape node combines that payload with the instruction and sends it to the AI. Our payload output returns a history of Los Angeles. You highlight it and you scroll down to verify your results are correct. And in the Live Inspector, you can see basically each step. Just highlighting over each node that you would like to look at. You have your flow shown here. You'll see the original payload entering the flow, the instruction inside the reshape node, and the final response being passed to the output. This is the simplest AI agent you can build in FlowPrompt: an input, an instruction, and an output. In the next video, we'll build something more advanced.